Hi folks, Lily here. This video is part of a video series for you to watch with your child. In this video series, you'll learn how to put together an ingredient tasting to learn all about the different flavors and textures of the ingredients in a recipe. You'll also learn how to follow along with a recipe to make a healthy snack or meal together. If you aren't watching this video with your child, now is a great time to hit pause and go get them so you can watch the rest of this video together. Hi folks, Lily here with Spoons Across America, and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make two different kinds of hummus. Hummus is a Middle Eastern dip that people have been making since at least the 13th century. Made out of chickpeas, the dip is made in countries like Israel, Greece, Turkey, Syria, and Egypt, where chickpeas grow easily. It's a super popular dish with many different variations, and it's traveled all the way to the US, where it's now sold in grocery stores pretty much everywhere across the country. Making your own hummus is super simple too. Using just a few plant-based ingredients and a food processor, we can make our own version of this delicious Middle Eastern snack. Today, I'm going to show you how to make two different recipes, one savory and one sweet, to spice up your snack time. First up, tasting plates. You don't have to make both of these recipes together. You can just choose to do one or the other. So make whichever tasting plate for the recipe you're going to make. Here I have my sweet tasting plate. Here I have my savory tasting plate. After you taste, it's time to read through your recipe, start to finish. Once you've read through your recipe, you can jump in and start cooking. You're going to need a food processor for this recipe. A little one or a big one works. Just something that's going to grind up all of your chickpeas really well. To this food processor, we're going to add 1 can of chickpeas, drained and rinsed. Chickpeas are also called garbanzo beans, so either one works, just two different names for the same thing. We're going to add 1/4 cup of tahini. Tahini is a paste made out of sesame seeds, kind of like peanut butter, but using sesame seeds. Next up, we're going to add the juice of 1 lemon. And then we're going to add some seasonings. 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of cumin powder. You can either do 1 clove of garlic, peeled and minced really small, or 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and pepper to taste. Alright, next we're going to put the lid on and we're going to blend. You want to blend until this is super creamy, so it might take a minute or two. You can stop and scrape down the sides as necessary and keep blending as you go. Alright, once your hummus is nice and pretty creamy, all the chickpeas are ground up, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil and 2 tablespoons of water. We're going to put the lid on and we're going to blend again. Alright, if your hummus is too thick, you can always add a little bit more water and blend again, scraping down the sides using a spatula or fork as you go. Alright, now here's the fun part. We need to taste this hummus to make sure that all of the flavors are right. You can use a clean spoon and just take a little taste. Does it need a little bit more saltiness? A little bit more sour tanginess? Maybe a little bit more spice? Go ahead and adjust, adding a little bit more salt or lemon juice or cumin until it's just as you like it. Keep blending and then you'll be good to go. I'm going to add a teeny bit more salt. Alright, and there you have it. Our first hummus is good to go. I'm gonna get my food processor cleaned up, get them all ready for our next hummus recipe. See you back here in a second. All right, folks, we're ready for recipe number 2. This one is chocolate hummus. It is a modern twist on the classic dish. We're gonna make it pretty much the same way that we made the first hummus recipe. You're gonna start out with 1 can of chickpeas. You wanna make sure that you drain and rinse these really well. And add that into our food processor. We're gonna add a 1/4 cup of tahini. Tahini is a critical ingredient in hummus. It helps to give it that really rich, nutty deliciousness. Okay. We're gonna add 6 tablespoons of cocoa powder. And then we're gonna add a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. 2 tablespoons of water, and 1 teaspoon of salt. All right, you're gonna close this up and blend well. You wanna make sure that it gets super creamy. Stop and scrape down the sides as necessary as you go. When it's super creamy, it's time to taste. Use a spoon, take a little taste. Does it need more chocolate, more sweetness? Adjust until it tastes just how you like it. Blend again, and then there you have it, our second sweet hummus. And there you have it, 2 different variations of hummus. To serve, you can top your classic hummus with a little bit of olive oil and some chili flakes. Serve it with your favorite vegetables and chips. For a chocolate hummus, you can serve it with pretzels and your favorite fruit like cut apple or strawberries. I hope you enjoy these 2 simple dishes. For variations of how to spice and mix them up, check the recipe at the end of this video. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again here soon in my kitchen.